I know I'm late to the party since Dodge announced its electrification plan like 4 months ago, but as the reveal time gets closer for the concept car, let's talk about it, shall we? But first, I'll go over the EV Summit video, which I will link in the description below in case you haven't checked that out yet, and then we'll speculate on it a little bit. Now, the video was kind of strange to say the least. During the EV Summit, Tim Kuniskis, the Dodge brand CEO, says things like, "We're not making electric cars, we're making American muscle." I know he's referring to not making a regular boring electric car, but it's still electric, right? Then there's the funky stats of how millennials account for a quarter of the US population. So congrats to us millennials, I guess. Woohoo! But the funny part is when he said we, the millennials, have the highest buying power of any generation. Like, wait, what? I don't know any millennial who's capable of dropping $700 to $1,000 a month on a Hellcat. But if you are one, hit me up. I'd like to be your friend. And then he said something about a hammerhead shark. I don't know. And now on to the car itself. Because at the end of the video, you get a little teaser logo that they've used before in the 60s and the 70s called a Fratzog. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know. Also, the car itself seems to have a very rectangular design, which I definitely appreciate. I love boxy looking cars, and I'm willing to bet it's going to be a Challenger. Of course, at the very end of the clip, you see it ripping a four-wheel burnout, which brings me to a good point Tim made in that video. He said they have done just about everything they can with a gasoline engine. And you know what? He's right. I'm not sure what more they can do in terms of squeezing out more power out of a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 and still be able to produce it to the masses. Heck, the Demon even takes racing fuel, although it probably doesn't help that the government is most likely breathing down their necks about emissions and whatnot. And you know, Chevy even went through a similar deal with the Corvette, fine-tuning it generation after generation, that the next logical step was a mid-engine layout. Dodge is really more about straight line speed, so you know what gets you instant torque? An electric motor. Plus, if you put one on all four wheels, Now, I know this all sounds like treason, but hear me out. Because I feel like car manufacturers are really just trying to give you everything in a car. I mean, with things like adjustable dampeners, active exhaust, and dual clutch transmissions, you really can just change the personality of your car with the touch of a button or a turn of a dial. So what would be really cool to see, and I'm not sure if this already exists or not, is that what if you can engage or disengage certain electric motors? Like if this new Dodge has four of them, then maybe you can just activate the front two and use it as like a cruiser. Or maybe activate just the back two and do some sick burnouts and maybe even some sideways action. Even better, you can activate all four of them for when you want to serve up some gaparonis. The biggest drawback for me, at least, is the loss of my favorite part about a car, and that is the sound. I swear, I've mentioned the sound in like every single episode. Just love the way a car sounds. But at the end of the day, can Dodge really pull off eMuscle? To that, I say yes. I don't know any other car manufacturer that's crazy enough to build an aggressive, bat out of hell electric vehicle. The real success, though, will rely on if people actually warm up to this thing. Because right now, the only appeal is to those that love the latest and greatest stuff, or those that just only care about being the fastest. But at the very minimum, though, I believe this car deserves a chance. And if you share a similar sentiment, then give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe button, or drop a rating to this if you're listening to the audio version. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love having you all here, and hopefully you guys will come back next week. But until then, see ya. Goodbye.